Yeah, we live, we live, we live. What we always do about this time. You feel me? I'm live. I'm in a place to be. You make sure everything is how it's supposed to be. Me check some social media. Oh, we got action. We definitely got action. Share this in the group. Let's go, y'all. This ain't a conversation just for me. I'm trying to make sure I can get some people tapped in. All right. It look like everything is moving and grooving. Listen, y'all, this is not something that I want y'all to just tune into. I want y'all to at least give me a comment. If y'all in here, give me a comment. Let me know who you voting for. If you're not voting, why you don't feel like your vote count. Do something for me to let me know how you feel about this election, right? So we got Kamala Harris on one hand, and then we got ex-president Donald Trump on the other hand. And I have pretty much kept my opinion to myself up until now, and I am definitely not voting for Donald Trump. Like I'm damn near 200% sure I don't want nothing to do with Donald Trump. I'm sorry. Listen, one of my aces, man, my guy tell me, he say, "Bro, Trump ain't as bad as they." Listen, bro, I can't do it. I can't do it, and I'm almost like crazy about the fact that these rappers and these people are promoting this guy. Like I'm completely disgusted by the fact that people are actually promoting this guy. So a lot of people are arguing that the economy did better while Trump was in office. And that may be true. That may be true. But what people don't realize is even something like COVID did not have to be as bad as it was. That man knew that COVID was spreading way before it became the COVID that we knew. And that's scary to me. That's scary to me. I don't believe we'll have another epidemic or another whatever COVID, a pandemic or whatever it was. I don't feel like we'll have another pandemic. But what I feel like is leadership has to handle things a certain way. I feel like you are in charge of an entire country. And while arrogance, confidence, or whatever you want to call it, can get you through certain doors, it could do things like it did with the pandemic. And I am not comfortable with that. So I'm almost willing to take anything but that. Like I'm literally willing to take anything but that. And his comments lately go to show that he has no type of no backtrack in him. Like he has no like, look, I could have did better. And that's scary. That's scary for me. I have kept my opinion to myself, even though I posted something about the election the other day. I did not go into who I was voting for, why, and anything. So I wanted to go live and talk about it a little more. And before people come on, I wanted to make sure I voice my opinion so it doesn't look like I'm swayed by anything that people are saying. And I want people to know that where I stand is where I stand. So I refuse to vote for Donald Trump. I don't want anything to do with Donald Trump for another 4 years, y'all. I'm sorry. And I am going to talk about it a little more from now on as it gets closer to the election because I don't want my voice to not be heard. I have a decent following between all my social media accounts, and I am going to do what I can to not get that man elected. I don't care if one person hear me and say he right and don't vote for him. Even if they don't vote for Kamala Harris, if they don't vote for him, I feel like I did my job. It is a certain way that leadership is handled, and I hate the way that Donald Trump handles leadership. I hate that. I hate a person that refuses to take accountability for anything, and I hate a person that doesn't use the advisors that's been placed around him. And we could talk about Kamala Harris and if she black or not black, like all of this stuff is pointless. I'm talking about the fact that this man incited a riot, got people killed, and still hasn't apologized, still and refuses to admit that what he did was wrong. If he could do something like that, this man was literally trying to call the election. I don't mean call it like say where they went. I'm saying he's literally on his phone saying, I know, you guys cheated. I don't believe in that. I don't care about all of the extra news and the CNN and everything. I'm saying from what I seen this man do, I refuse to vote for this man. And I don't see how anybody else with any type of sense could think that that's okay. The man was trying to call the election. Now he's talking about, don't worry about it. We're going to fix it. What are you going to fix? I'm confused. I don't feel like Donald Trump needs any more power than he already has. I don't feel like he needs any more power. Now, I'm not wishing nothing bad on Donald Trump. I'm just saying I don't even understand how we're allowing him to run after what he did in the last election. Nothing he did was respectful. He didn't respect the incoming president. He didn't respect the outgoing president. He is nothing he's done has been respectful. And as a leader, you have to lead with a certain type of personality. And I don't believe in it. I don't believe in anything that he's doing. Not at all. So I feel like if people are caught up in the media hype and is Kamala black and blah, I don't care what color she is or what race she is. It's definitely not important to me. It's definitely not important to me. I don't care if she locked people up when she was a prosecutor. That was her job. Her job was to lock people up. She was a prosecutor. Now, if it was found that she was doing um illegal things as a prosecutor, then I would have a problem. Like, hold on now, you can't just plant evidence and then run for president. Like that's not how it don't equate to that to me. Like if it was found that Kamala was planting evidence and then now she's running for president, I have a problem. If it was found that she was doing something totally out of her jurisdiction or out of her power of control or her influence, then I would have a problem. Nothing she's done has looked as bad as what Donald Trump did for the 4 years he was in office, and even the time since he's not been in office. We should expect our leaders to have certain personality traits, and he could run his business any way he want to run his business. He could be a dictator at his business. That's fine. You could do whatever you want to do. You could be a tyrant at your business. That's fine. But when you're running a country, you have all of these different moving parts. You have all of these different races. You have racial tension already built up from the election and everything that you said about Obama and everything else. You have to quiet that down because that's your job. You have to come in and be the voice of reasoning because that's your job. Now you want to run around and say everything that you've done for blacks and what you've done. But what people don't realize is, of course, a person can say, well, I gave you an inch or I did a little something for you. But when we were most in need, where was he at? He was saying that there were good people on both sides. That's when we needed him to take up for us, to say, look, we're not going for that. Now he's running around with this rhetoric that he's going to give police federal immunity. He's trying to give them federal immunity, and they don't need less restrictions. They need more restrictions, more training. We have to understand the political side of it and not just the popularity side of it. We are not voting for our favorite YouTube personality or our favorite Instagram or TikTok personality. This is a person that has to run our country. And this is a person who's almost off their rocker. Now, when he was running with Joe Biden, I wasn't sure I was voting for Joe Biden. I may have set that out. Like, I may have set that out because Joe Biden didn't look like he needed to be anybody's president either. But if you give me anyone of sound mind and sound body and they're running against Donald Trump, I'm voting for the person that's running against Donald Trump. And I don't know how people don't see this. I don't care about whatever color you are. His opinions are extreme, and whether he admit to it or not, Donald Trump don't give a fuck about us. Not for real, he don't. Yes, he'll let Lil Wayne out and Kodak Black out and take some pictures. It's okay. This is what he was planning for. This is what he was planning for. We cannot keep being played like puppets. Like they're playing us like puppets. I don't identify as a Democrat or a Republican. I'm an independent. So I don't mind voting for a Republican if that was what I felt like was the best thing. I don't care that he's a Republican. I care that he don't give a fuck about nothing and nobody. That's scary for a president. And while there are certain checks and balances in place to stop him from doing some of the things he want to do, I don't want him riling up other people. I don't want him pumping up other people to where you end up on the wrong side of a riot that he's incited. That's a scary situation. And we have to look at things like that to where he does not need to be in power. Anybody not willing to shun a hate group does not need to be our president. Hey, Red, I agree with you, brother. Jackpot for president, because I do what I do. And Trump running, he got a criminal history, y'all. He got all these felonies. I don't know, man. I haven't looked into it, y'all. It won't sound like a bad idea. It don't sound like a bad idea for real. I just had to get in my books a little bit. I got a couple law books in there. There's law books on that side. You see them? My law books, all white ones and all that for my paralegal certificate. And I need to get into my books a little more, get into the laws a little more, update myself on what's going on a little more. And why not? I'm just saying, we got to think about the betterment of ourselves, our kids, our country, y'all. This person, y'all worrying about money that y'all blew. I hear people saying, Trump, money, money, money. Y'all blew it. Trump just gave y'all something and y'all gave it back. Y'all smoked it up. Y'all wore it between fashion and jewelry. Y'all gave the money right back. They gave all this money away and we gave it back. Like we didn't have any type of plans of anything to do with this money. This money didn't do anything for about 80 to 90% of the people that got this money. All it did was help you pay your bills for the year and go get these storefronts and different things and get your fronts up a little bit. And a year later, you was back on your knuckles because that's not the answer. And it's not like, let me see what you're saying over here. So he did what they knew they would. Yeah. He know what was going on. You stimulate the economy and then the economy crashes, y'all. So this is what people don't understand. The reason the economy is bad is because Trump overstimulated the economy. So while you think, oh, he did all this great thing, he's the reason that shit is the way it is now. And I'm not like just blaming him, but I'm saying stop thinking that this little bit of money he gave y'all is the reason why is a reason to vote for him. Like, nah, that's not how it worked. So I explained this to somebody yesterday or the day before when we were talking about the minimum wage increases and different things like that. What people have to understand is economics, it's a little more than supply and demand, right? Economically, if you give somebody a raise in minimum wage, all kinds of things happen to the economy. So small business prices go up because they have more expenses due to having to pay people more, things like that. So everything is going to increase. Now, truck drivers are going to want more because the people are doing it. Like everything will increase. Do not think that just doing one thing is going to make everything better because that's not how economics works. That's not how economics works. So you're thinking, well, they're going to give them $20 minimum wage. Yeah, that's cool. But somebody has to pay that. So if McDonald's has to pay somebody $20 an hour, if McDonald's says, look, we have to pay them $20 an hour, they're forcing us to pay them $20 an hour, your $2 burger is probably going to cost $3 now. The cost of living will increase due to the fact that small businesses to medium-sized businesses run the country. You have huge businesses like Amazon, but you have small to medium-sized businesses that run the country. So if they have to increase their prices because their expenses goes up because minimum wage increases, then these people are going to charge more for everything and the cost of living is just going to go up. So now your $20 is really only $10. But people have to understand economics. This is why the influx of cash did what it did. People were trying to hit licks. "Well, I'm gonna do Airbnb. I'm gonna do such and such. I'm gonna do this," instead of educating themselves on what's gonna last. Airbnb is not gonna be the thing to help you through 10 years, 15 years. It was hot. It was cool, right? Because people couldn't stay in hotels because of the pandemic, different things like that. There you go. Truck driver. Oh, I'm gonna drive a truck. So the truck driving thing, it milk, everything is high. Everything is high now, and we're blaming the current administration, but it's Donald Trump's fault. We're blaming the current administration, but Donald Trump pumped so much money into the economy that it's like anything else. You just keep blowing it up, it busts. Boom. Now the economy busts. Everything is high because of everything that was done 3, 4, 5 years ago. That's just the way that it works. So some of the things that Donald Trump is being praised for are not even things that the benefits were from what Donald Trump did. Some of those benefits were from things that Obama did in the administration before Donald Trump. But you have to understand politics and economics to actually get a grip on what I'm saying, because every action has a reaction. Donald Trump not reacting to the pandemic warnings and different things like that, it led to how it spread. It spread so dangerously through America because he refused to react. He refused to listen to his advisors. You will never want anybody in that type of personality in your White House. We fell for it before. You don't ever want anybody with that type of personality in your White House. He refused to listen to the specialists. That's crazy to me. And then he refused to leave. Everything was, they lied. They set me up. They did this. They listen, y'all don't want another 4 years of that. We don't need another 4 years of that. We need some peace. We need to figure these things out. And I'm not saying Kamala can do it in 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. I'm saying I've seen what Donald Trump could do. Y'all isn't you we are not getting another pandemic. Y'all not about to get a bunch of money. That's the craziest thing that I hear people. Well, when Trump was in there, no, we were in a pandemic. Half of his damn yeah, like the last half of his damn presidency, we were in a pandemic. Yeah, it was money. It's just like FEMA down in New Orleans when everything was shit buck bad. FEMA was giving out money. You don't want another hurricane. Like you're not just begging for a hurricane where FEMA was giving out money, man. Y'all tripping, bro. Y'all tripping. We don't need another 4 years of Donald Trump or anybody like Trump, anybody that's trying to change our history. We need somebody to come in that's sensitive to our history, sensitive to our problems, sensitive to what we're going through as African Americans and other types of minorities, not just black people, but other types of minorities, like white women, for instance. That's a minority. Black women are a different type of minority. It's dual minorities. You know what I'm saying? Those are dual minority. Like, we have to understand that it's a lot of things that we don't want to see Trump do in another 4 years, y'all. I'm putting my stake down. I don't want nothing to do with Donald Trump. I don't care. I don't want nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. He's shown me nothing as a leader to make me want to see 4 more years of him as a leader. Nothing. He showed me nothing. For y'all to talk about pandemic money is crazy to me. That's crazy that y'all will, well, because the money, you tripping. You know how many people died? That's blood money. Pandemic money is blood money, and y'all too hype off of this craziness. That's my rant for the day, y'all. I ain't nobody tapped in other than Ant. We know what Red on. So everything is good. I'm gonna get out of here. I got some other things to do, and it's been a half of a long day already. If you can see, I'm a little tired, but I'm here because I wanted to get this out. I am definitely supporting Kamala or anybody else that Trump. I don't care if it was Bernie Sanders. I don't care if it was Hillary Clinton. I don't care who is running against Donald Trump. I'm voting for them. That's how I feel. I did not trust the current president. I didn't trust him. He was up there looking crazy. So I don't know about that. I knew he wasn't gonna last 4 years. But anybody that's of healthy, sound mind and body, I'm voting for them against Donald Trump. And I advise y'all to do the same thing. If you not doing that, you a damn fool. If you are voting for anybody, it needs to be somebody that's not Donald Trump. I'm just telling y'all. If you want to sit this one out, I feel like that's crazy too. But I'm saying do not go in and impose voting for that man, and that man don't give a fuck about y'all, man. Yeah, I would have took Bernie. I'm saying I would have took Bernie. All I'm saying is we seen what Donald Trump on. I don't care how y'all sum it up. The media can put a 10 on it and he's still fucked up. I'm saying the media could say Donald Trump this and that, and it could not be true. My guy keeps saying, oh, they just and that's cool. But him at a tenth of his personality is not something I want to see another 4 years of, y'all. That's scary, y'all. The man is talking about don't worry about it. Oh, you don't have to worry about it. We gonna fix it. We gonna fix it, y'all. What is he gonna fix? I'm not a Christian. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we gonna fix it. What man? What are you talking about? Don't fall for the bullshit. And that's real life.